Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of We're Talking Real Estate with Garrett Maroon. Today's topic is extremely important, and the topic of the blog and hence the video and the podcast is why you need to buy now. Right now in this market, I'm recording this on March 31st, 2022. Why do you need to buy right now? So let's be honest, the world feels a little bit crazy right now, right? With rising gas prices and food prices, a war with Russia and Ukraine, a wild real estate market, and all the general uncertainty, it can be easy and understandable to feel a little bit of anxiety, which can lead to inaction. But here is why, and I'm going to explain that if you've been thinking of buying a home, so maybe you're renting right now, or you own a home and you need a bigger one, this is why you need to be pulling the trigger right now. I'm trying to make this make sense, not just as a pitch to try to get you to buy, but genuinely as a way to protect yourself financially. I think this is so important, and we want to educate people. First and foremost, real estate is a hedge against inflation. One of the golden rules in finances is that I actually learned from my father-in-law is to never finance a depreciating asset. Never finance a depreciating asset. A depreciating asset is like a car. When you buy a car for, let's say, $40,000 and you finance that car, you are paying both the interest on the loan you just took out for the car and your vehicle is losing money. Historically, cars do not appreciate in value. They drop in value relatively quickly, right? So you buy a $40,000 car, it's never going to be worth $40,000 again. That is extremely unlikely. Now, I know in the COVID season, some cars went up a slight bit, but the reality is historically, they just go straight down, right? Cars do not gain value. So you are paying interest on the loan and, quote, paying the depreciating value because that value is going down. Right. So you're paying the interest on the loan that you took out and you're losing the value of the car at the same time. So you've got a loan on a car for $40,000. Well, you're paying $40,000 back on a car that's now worth $30,000. Right. That is a depreciating asset. Well, with real estate is an appreciating asset, an appreciating asset, meaning over time it will continue to grow in value. So even though most of us finance the purchase of a home, the value of that home is going up. Now, I understand there are periods in history where home values dropped, but you really have to look at the trends and historical trajectory of home values. I know someone personally who bought a home in 1990 for around $120,000, and that house today is worth over $500,000. That's an appreciating asset. Now, did the value go down by almost $50,000 during the real estate market bubble in 2008? Absolutely, it did. But does that matter today? No, it doesn't. Right? The value rebounded and appreciated into a very healthy and valuable asset. The only time that it matters if your value goes down is if you need to sell it right then. If you're going to ride out the wave, you'll be fine. It will come back and the value will come back. They bought it for $120,000 and it has made its way to $500,000. It is a very healthy and valuable asset that has appreciated. So as inflation rises, one of the ways we combat that is to have as many appreciating assets as we can. If the costs of things go up, we want the stuff that we own to also go up in value. Real estate is the best way for you to hedge against inflation. Second, now I've had this conversation a lot with people, especially recently, who say, well, they want to, quote, wait for the market to calm down and prices not to be so high. Well, here's the truth, right? A year from now, it is possible that you'd have a better, less crazy experience buying a home. That is absolutely possible, right? Maybe your experience is not going to be as insane, but here's the other more important truth, if you ask me. First, we need to stop saying that people are overpaying for their home. At some point, right? At some point, when everyone is paying the same amount for a home, we've just reached a new normal. Right? We can't keep saying they're overpaying because everyone's doing it. Now we've just hit a new baseline. Number two, waiting a year very likely means a much higher interest rate on your purchase. Every 1% increase on the interest rate for your home drops your purchasing power by over 10% of a price. So let me explain. If you could afford a $500,000 house today with a 4% interest rate, once the interest rate hits 5%, you can only afford around a $440,000 house. That's a huge difference, right? So waiting as interest rates go up is just dropping your buying power. Third, it's highly unlikely that prices come down. But even if they do, They would have to come down, in our scenario, $60,000 to offset the rising interest rate. And it is extremely, extremely unlikely for that to happen. Fourth, everyone who decided to wait to buy a home in 2021 because the market was crazy, everyone that I know, they're kicking themselves now, right? Homes appreciated a ton in value, interest rates went up, so that just became more expensive to buy. Don't make the same mistake by continuing to wait, thinking you can time the market, because the truth is that just doesn't work, and it's not going to work. The market is still going up. Buy while prices are still going up, right? You don't want to wait till they hit the peak. You want to buy as they're going up so you can enjoy that appreciation. Interest rates are still going up. Buy while they're still historically low. The time to get in the market is now. If you're in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and you need help from an experienced real estate team, reach out to us. We'd love to help you game plan and protect yourself with the greatest asset most of us will ever own, which is our own home. If you have questions or want to learn more, reach out to us. We will gladly explain to you more why we think now is the right time for you to buy, so you can take advantage of a rising market, so that you can hedge against inflation, so that you can make sure you're not stuck when the interest rates reach even higher and now you have no choice. We want what's best for you. We want you to make the best financial decision possible. Reach out to us. We'd love to help and explain why now is the right time for you to buy.